Welcome back to the channel. I want to show you guys some limitations on the multicam that I discovered while prepping a project for a client. So when you make a multicam clip, you take however many clips you have, select them all, right click, and hit create new multicam clip using selected clips. You give it a name, you give it a frame rate, you tell it how you want it to sync, whether it's markers, time code, sound, and then you can designate whether it moves into an original clip bin or not, and you hit create. So I did that, and we have a multicam clip right here. And you could tell because it has the little clips in the corner showing that it has multiple clips inside. You can open this up inside a timeline, which is what we're looking at here, just by clicking it and hitting open in timeline. So this is where you would check your sync and things like that. So we have 4 clips in here. Now, normally I just had 2, but I made 2 additional angles. I showed you a video on that, but I'll show you what I'm talking about now. So we make sure all the clips are in sync. This is A cam, this is B cam. I essentially copied them onto 2 additional angles, zoomed in. So here's A cam, here's the second A cam, just zoomed in. Here's B cam, and here's the second B cam track, just changed perspective, just to give some options. You can line up your sync and you can do some color things in here, but what you can't do is any audio manipulation. So if you wanted to doctor up this audio track prior to edit, if you selected that track and went over to your Fairlight page, you have the track and you could choose angle 1, but it sees it as an angle, but it doesn't see it as an actual track. So if we were to turn this compressor on and turn it up and lower the threshold, now that's on angle 1. And now if we go back to our edit, okay, and let's say channel 1 was one interviewer or track 1, and angle 2 was another interviewer, separate mics. And then you went over to edit, you're going to make a new timeline, and then you're going to start editing off the multicam clip. The audio track on timeline 1 is just going to be its own independent thing. So now if we go over to the Fairlight page, you can see there's a soft clipper on, and I open the dynamics, completely different settings. There's an EQ. So your audio attributes or audio channel is timeline specific. So it doesn't matter that it was on the multicam timeline. Now, another thing that I thought would be beneficial is if I wanted to designate clip colors from my A and my B cam. So if I'm inside my multicam clip and I give this a color and say orange, if I go back to the timeline, it just stays blue. So then I have to go through and see which clips are what. So that doesn't carry over either. But one thing you can do is pre-grade your clips before you even start editing on it. So instead of having to go through and chopping up every scene, you can just color the long plays as you need to. So I'll show you what I mean by that. So here's the A cam clip. If we select it, move over to the color page, we have a node here that's red, and that's typically what you'll see. That's clip-based node. Now we can right click on the clip preview down here, and we'll move to this group section. So we could say add into new group, and we'll name this one A cam, and you'll get this little link at the bottom. And then you'll get a couple more grade options here. If you drop down the menu, you have group pre-clip. So anything prior to hitting the clip node, then the clip, then post-clip and timeline. So this is the order of operations for the color page. So anything we do to the pre-clip is done globally before, and then the clip is kind of the individual clip, if you will. Now, if we go back to our edit page or the multicam clip, and we select the second version of the A cam, go back to the color page, you can see that clip's now selected with the zoomed in, right click, groups, A cam, assign to group. Now, if we choose group pre-clip, you'll get this yellow node. And if we do something to here, like let's make it extreme, we'll make it red. We go back, we can see both clips turned red. And if we go over to our edit page, now the A cam angle is now red. So your color carries over because you're pretty much just going to prep everything inside here. I did a pre-grade for the client, so his clips have the baked in color. And then he started a new timeline and started cutting. Now, here's one other thing that I found. I don't want to call it a bug, but just something that baffled me a little bit. If you grab your multicam clip, I find it beneficial to lay down your base layer or angle 1 and stretch it out for however long the audio is going to be. And then you could start cutting. Now, if you drop your multicam clip, you see how it turns green, this blue color. Now, these two angles are blacked out because I didn't enable them back in under the multicam. So let's enable those two clips. Got to have everything on or it won't see it. So you think of this multicam clip as like a live bundle of your angles and everything. So anything you actually touch here affects what's going on in this edit timeline. So here's our other angles again. You can see I play, it's not working. I dropped the multicam clip in. What's going on? You have to grab this drop down menu and actually tell it it's a multicam. And now the view changed and it's parked on the angle that the playhead is on now.
Just a
and
few
everything's
hours.
in sync. So that's how that works. It was a little confusing why this wasn't updating in real time after I had dropped it in the preview monitor. So just a few things, but I really wish you could change the clip color and have it be reflected in your edit timeline to be the same color. Just wanted to share a few of those things with you guys. Hope that helps. I'll see you on the next video, and thanks for watching.